I'm doing science, we have a lot of continuous assessment through labs and tutorials, and like we have to submit lab reports and everything like that. And I think that's a bit more helpful because it's a bit more hands-on than just an end of term exam where it's just everything you've learned from your lectures that might not necessarily be relevant to what you want to go into, but you have to learn it due to the course curriculum.
We do group assessments and projects. Personally, I'm not a fan of group projects. Like working in a group creates a lot of challenges, but I think it's those challenges that help us to develop as people. Like,
I would say continuous assessment, because life isn't just two big projects. It's a lot of little things and what you do along the way, and those little things give you feedback. So continuous assessment is always nice. Lets you know when you've gone wrong, when you go wrong.
Practical lab reports are the most useful one due to the fact that we do have to go into a lab, do actual practical stuff, but then you go back to your own study room. You probably focus on the thing you have done, you do research more into the theory, and you fully understand the thing you have done. It's not
the take-home, like essay kind of assessments, because they encourage you to go beyond the course material, to look up like more sources and just learn a lot more about a topic on your own time versus like just what you're doing in the lecture.
More and more I feel like oral exams might be beneficial, because today with technology I feel like we might be losing a lot of communication skills. And
I guess one big change I'd like to see in how teaching is done in UCD is to make the lectures more dynamic, and I mean that in terms of how they flow. Like for some lectures, like the class might be almost monotone in the sense that you're just going from slide to slide to slide to slide for 15 minutes, and I find it's really hard to hold my attention for that long.
You know, I'd maybe say like more like tutorials and practicals, like close group work than just big lectures, because I sometimes feel like they're not as necessary for my learning as the like group work would be or like tutorials would be. So
I would personally like to have a change in the sense that maybe, for instance, first years like don't have this massive class lecture halls with like 300, 400 students, because like eventually that makes a huge disconnection between the students and the teacher, and also among the group, like the spirit of belonging properly.
I think UCD has a good kind of grounding in terms of embedding not only social development but economic development in their graduates, but I do still think that we have a lot of opportunity to further develop embedding sustainability in students' learning to create a higher standard of graduates.
There's practically no change at all. Like the system is quite similar, the methodology is quite the same. There are not like big changes like we have seen in other fields. That's why I think there's like an urge for renovation in the overall system, and that education should be focused from a different viewpoint.